Alrighty guys, welcome back to Balake's Fish Room. Today I wanted to do a quick update. I want to just go through every tank that I've got going at the moment. Plus there's a couple of new tanks I wanted to go through. My mum's also got a couple of aquariums, one of which I'm actually using right now just for a different species of fish. But today we're going to start off in front of the Argentius tank. So you can see if you've watched my last video, it was on. I had moved all of the 5 Argentius into this aquarium. So it was going really well. It went well for about 2 days. It was going fairly well, and then all of a sudden the other 3 that I had in here, so not these 2 that you're seeing now, but the other 3 that I had, they were fighting and they were picking on this female, the one at the top here. So what I did was I had already removed all of the dividers and everything like that, and so what I decided to do was move the other 3 back out of this aquarium just to see how these guys would get along. And you know, this is probably the worst that they've been for about a week, but they have been sharing an aquarium together without any issues other than what you're seeing right now. But that is, you know, it's kind of just not the normal behavior of them. But they've been sharing this aquarium for about a week now with no real issues. I think the biggest thing that's helping them out is the male's quite big. He's 10.5 inches, but quite bulky. And then the female, she's about 9 inches. But she, as you can see, she can fit through the back of all of these logs and sticks and different blockages that the male just can't get through. So it's working out really well. So just to quickly run through everything that we have in this tank, because I want to get down to the fish room and show you what I've got going on down there. So obviously in this aquarium we've got the 2 Argentius, so we've definitely got a male here and the other one's a female. We've got a few Convict Cichlids, so this is my big male. He's about 5 inches, and let me tell you, of all the fish that I've had, these guys, size for size, are the most aggressive little bulldog style pit bull little fish. They stand up to this guy and he actually wins most of the time. So they're absolutely crazy little fish. The other ones I've got in here, I've got a good sized male blue eye and a few other little blue eyes that are kicking around here. In here we've got another couple kind of popping their head out and everything like that. We've got a few clown loaches kicking around, and we also have somewhere we've got a breeding pair of peppermint bristlenose. So that's kind of what's going on in this tank. It's a little community aquarium going on right now, just to keep the aggression balanced out, because this male convict, he is my favorite fish right now, because he, I think, is the gel that's kind of holding this aquarium together. He's kind of, this guy here, this little one, he's picking on the big Argentius, which is kind of perfect because he can't really do any damage. The Argentius swims around following him all day and he kind of leaves the female around. So yeah, going really well. I'll get over to the fish room now, but I just wanted to show you a quickly over here. So this is just another aquarium I've got going as well. So this is just a little, I think it's 2 by 2 by 1.5 tall. So it's just a little cube kind of thing. And in here, we've just got a couple of little blue eye cichlids that are keeping this aquarium cycled. So all right, guys, let's get down to the fish room and I'll show you everything that's going on down there. All right, guys, so I'm not going to spend too much time in front of this tank, only because they've only been in here for about 2 hours, and they're quite skittish little fish. But we've got 5 Geophagus stundacroni. So we've got 5 here. This is probably the biggest one that we've got. It's about 3.5 inches, so they're still fairly small. But you can see another couple of them are trying to hide back there and everything. So I won't stay in front of this tank too long. We'll just stand back. It's only a little tank. I think it's 3 foot by 1 by 1.5 tall. So, but anyway, we'll move over to this tank. See some presents. All right, so we'll move over to this one. So this is my mum's Discus tank. So the Discus, they're probably about 4 to 5 inches from nose to tail, and pretty much what she's trying to achieve in this one is just community tank of all different colors and everything like that. So they're still South American cichlid. They have their water temperature much higher than most other South and Central American cichlids. So yeah, this is a really nice tank to have for like a color and contrasting kind of thing in the main house. So yeah, and you can see there's all different colors, patterns. We got vertical stripes, we got some marbling, worming, we got a bit of both, and just some really crazy coloration. So absolutely gorgeous fish. I thought I'd just show you guys these ones before we head into the fish room. Alrighty guys, and now we're down in the fish room. So we'll start off in front of this tank here. So this one we've got one of the males and the only other female of the Argentius. Oh hey, do you want to play fetch? Is that your toy? Alright, we'll play fetch in a minute, okay? Yep, so over here we've got, this guy's the second male that we have. So this is the male that I've chosen to keep because it's the bigger of the two males that we have, but also he's not as aggressive. But we haven't got them divided at the moment and everything seems okay, but you can see the female is hiding. So these guys have only been in here for about, 3 or 4 days. So they're still getting used to it. But what I want to show you, I think I might have showed you in a previous video a few weeks ago, but you can see at the top of this aquarium, we've got heaps and heaps of vegetation that's growing all through the aquarium. So what I've done is I've added duckweed and also Amazonian frog bit. So I'll take the lid off this tank so we can see. Look at that, look at all of this. Let's just bring the light over a little bit. Whoop. Okay, so this stuff that we've got here, so the bigger leaf plant that we've got floating around. So we started off with only 2 or 3 little pieces. So it's definitely reproducing in this aquarium. It's not really popping as much in the other 3 aquariums that we've got in here. It's really only going in this one because, I'll stand back here a little bit. So on the side of the fish room is actually a garage door. So this whole side actually gets full sunlight. Well, not full sunlight. I do have a piece of black foam that kind of blocks the sunlight from that side, but this gets a lot of natural sun. So I think that's why all this duckweed and all this frog bit is just going so well in this aquarium. So I'm really happy with that, because the reason why I've got this going in there is having a plant that's successfully living in your aquarium means that it's taking out all the nitrates, all of your ammonia, and just polishing the water, making sure it's just absolutely healthy. So, and also you don't have to do water changes as frequently, and you don't have to worry as much about the quality of your water, because you know that if you've got plants in there and they're thriving, your fish should be too. All right, let's pop over to the next aquarium. All right, so it's taking me a little bit of time to get a good shot of these guys. These are the black nasties. I've just put a little bit of food down there on the bottom of the aquarium. It's a little bit of this sinking Hikari XL that we've got up here. But these guys are looking really good. I've had them for about 3 months now, and they're getting to a really nice size. Oh, hey, buddy. So the biggest one that you can actually see him through there, I'll zoom in, it's going to be bad quality, but if I get too much closer, he's going to swim away. But this guy, he is probably about, I'd say he's actually close to 4 inches. But he's a really nice size and looking really good. But he's definitely not got the biggest nuchal hump. There's other black nasties in here, and I'll try and get another clip of them a little more up close. But there's a couple in here with a massive nuchal hump on their head, and I'm really excited to see, because I think those guys are going to be males, the ones with the big nuchal hump. But I have seen females that have a really big prominent nuchal hump on the top of their heads. So hopefully this is going to be them coming out now. You can see a few of them. They've all got their eye on me. watching exactly look what happens when I get closer. Yep, see, one goes, two go. Like this one here, look at the size of the hump on its head. Absolutely stonking, absolutely massive. Anyway, won't stay in front of this aquarium for too much longer. If they do come out while I'm in here, I'll do another little clip of them. But anyway, let's move on to tank number 3. All right, so the black nasties are coming out to play a little bit now. So let's just try and get a good video. So these guys are actually probably the most plain looking of the 8 that's in here. They've got no real nuchal humps going. They've got no real black coloration happening. There's also another one that we've got over there. Same kind of thing, except a bit smaller than these guys. But then we've got this massive, what I think is a male. So the male that we can see in this scene has, it's the second biggest fish in here, but it's got the biggest nuchal hump by far. So that might end up being my breeder male by the time we get it. And then we can see this other male that's kind of poking his head out of this log. He's an absolutely gorgeous specimen. So if I might end up having a couple of pairs of these guys. I might split off the one with a big nuchal hump, and then I might split off one that's got the best genetics for size. So I'll just get the biggest male, the biggest female, put them together and get the nicest looking ones to match with the one with the big hump on its head. So anyway guys, sorry, it was just a quick video so I could show you in between everything. Oh, and look at these guys. See, this is the interactions, which it's not actually too bad. They're not violently chasing each other, but just got to keep an eye on it. Anyway, let's get on with the video. All right, here's Big Bullfed, tank number 3. So there's been no real developments with these guys. I've had them for well over 6 months now. And I know that they've been a successful breeding pair for one of my mates, but for me, absolutely nothing. There's been no real sign of spawning activity. I think the female might have laid eggs at one point, but ate them straight away. I never really saw them. But the male kind of just hangs around in the main part of the aquarium, and then the female, you can see she's just chilling in this log, and she kind of goes in and out of the logs, the terracotta pipe and all that kind of stuff. So it should be one of the most interesting aquariums, but and it is, don't get me wrong, but there should be a lot more breeding activity than I'm seeing. So if you have any tips or advice for these guys for getting the Trimacs to spawn, leave a comment down below and I will give it a try and do a video on the success or the progress of that. So anyway, without further ado, let's get over to the aquarium number 4 of the fish room. Alright, we're in front of the final aquarium for the fish room. Well, it's actually not the final one. We've got another one with a few other fish in there, which is just down the bottom, but we'll get to that in a sec. So up in this guy, we've got 5 of our marble red devils. So the marble red devils that I had in the aquarium inside that I showed you earlier, the ones with the 2 blue eyes in there. So that aquarium, the female actually started going really lethargic, and this guy here that you're seeing right now, he wasn't being aggressive or anything, but he was being territorial and dominant, not towards her, but it seemed to put her on edge, and we almost actually lost her. So I've decided I'm going to put all the red devils back together and let them really cement in their pair bonding, because these guys, this is that little female that we almost lost. Oh no, it's not. Should be another little female kicking around somewhere. Oh, there she is. Just popping her head back down there. So this is the other big male. So he's actually the biggest red devil that we've got. But he actually is, he wasn't aggressive at first, but now he's turned into a bit of a prick. So this is the other Argentius that I've got. This is a little male, but an absolute little asshole of a male. So I've already got a buyer for this guy, so he'll be gone in about a week. They're not cheap fish, but I've got a guy who actually sold me the big male that you saw at the start of the video, so I'm selling it to him. so that he can put it into his community tank of just big males. But yeah, so these guys have gone really well. Decided to just, put all the red devils back in the same aquarium together, let them grow up a little bit more, solidify their pair bonding, because I have had a few spawnings from this guy, and I have had a few spawnings from the other big one with their females, but you know, as they've gotten a little bit bigger, things started changing. So we'll keep an eye out for those. Hopefully we have a bit of spawning action in this aquarium as well. But you know, I just can't get over how gorgeous the Argentius are. They're an absolutely beautiful fish. And then I guess to kind of wrap this video up as kind of a tour through all the aquariums that we've got going. This is the final one, so it's pretty much a quarantine tank or an emergency backstop. So it's got the custom made lid, which is just a bit of styrofoam from Bunnings, and then in here is just one sponge filter, a heater, and that's about it. So what we've gone down here, you won't be able to see the fish because there's no lighting attached to this tank, but in there we've got 10 of the Vieja not Argentius, Vieja Hartwiggy. So you know, they're just growing out in there. They don't really need lighting because other than right now there's normally pretty good sunlight that gets in here, but yeah, I guess I'll show you these guys. I've got a breeding pair of cockatiels that we've got in here, and of course little Cole. Hey Papa, do you want to go play fetch? Alright guys, sorry, I've got to wrap this video up. Cole wants to go play fetch. So thanks guys for watching. Hope you like these kind of videos. Like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. And you've got any comments, tips or tricks, leave them down in the comment section below, and I will try my best to get back to you. So thanks guys, and I will see you in the next one.